Are we connected? Who knows? Just a quick experiment, really. Just doing a quick live video. Thinking of doing these later on for paid subscribers. Oh no, now it says live. Okay, we're connected. So this is just a quick experiment as I drink my coffee, and just to let you know, I want to try and do some more of these. I am experimenting with the idea of having a paid subscription to the VIP Readers Club again as a purely optional extra, because I appreciate and not everyone has the time or the inclination or the funds even to add that extra support. And there are lots of other ways that I really appreciate people subscribing to the newsletter and so on. All that will remain absolutely free, and the free books you get, things like that, all absolutely free. In fact, there's an extra one today. There was a little while where I had to remove giving away a study in stone as an ebook for people who subscribed, because it was I was trying out the Amazon's Kindle Limited scheme, and they don't allow you to give stuff away if it's in that scheme. Then you have to keep it just there. Didn't like that. Want to be able to do what I want with my own work, so that's all back. And I've just been putting that up today, and I'll be sending a regular newsletter out later for people to get that as well, to catch up. So as well as new subscribers getting it, just in case anybody signed up in that brief period when it wasn't available, I'll be making that an option for people just to go and grab. So, oh, hello, looks like somebody's joined. So hi, Jill. So yeah, very much an experiment. And I might be doing some of these later on, which would be sort of Q&A type sessions for paid subscribers. And I'll be looking into that as well and just seeing if it's going to be worthwhile for people, to make sure I'm trying to give some kind of value. And also I'll be able to work out how to do some discounts and so on, because Substack only has certain amounts you can pay. If you're wondering why it's set to a certain amount, that's the lowest that the system will allow me to have. But like I say, practically everything will continue to be totally free and unrestricted. I'm not really a big fan of paywalls, but I think if you're providing some extra features, some extra access, it's fair enough to sort of say, well, this is going to take time away from my writing, my regular work, and so I think that might be worth a sort of fair exchange, and just try to make sure that nobody misses out on all the basics, which will all be there. And since I'm talking, and it's hard to get me to stop once I've started, yeah, there'll be a newsletter later, and for the VIP Readers Club, and I will be having a sign-up form for beta readers for the next Devonshire Mystery. So if you've done that before, you might want to have another go at throwing your hat into the ring. Alternatively, if you don't know what that is, a beta reader is an early read. So readers get access to an advanced copy of the book. It won't have been through an editor yet, so that, there could be some typos in there. But it's to look at big picture things. Does the plot make sense? Are there other mistakes in there? Sure, sometimes people do point out typos to me, which is helpful and wonderful, but that's not the main reason for it. It's to make sure that I haven't dropped the ball with the next book. It does get harder if people like the series, and you think, okay, we get this sort of 6 full-length novel. There are some shorter works as well in the series, like A Study in Stone, like Death at Blackingstone Rock. So I guess that's 8 altogether. And just to make sure the characters are developing nicely and the plot makes sense, and the all important clues to the mystery are there, and that they all make sense and all add together, and that you feel that it's a reasonable, satisfying ending, not just reasonable, a really satisfying ending, I hope, where people think, well, yeah, I could have sort of guessed at that, but the clues were there, but I just didn't quite put it together. That's kind of what I aim for. So I hope that all makes sense. There's usually sort of a reasonable demand for people to sign up for that. So as I say, I'll send the newsletter out, put a little link on there to a form, and if you're interested, you can sign up. and I sort of like to give people a couple of weeks to then get back to me. And it's the kind of feedback that's, as you might have seen from what I've said already, you might have guessed, it's not sort of oh yes, I liked it, or no, I didn't like it. It's more this was my favourite part, this part for me didn't quite work. Here you've said such and such is doing, a classic sort of thing. Somebody might is somebody standing up when they haven't sat down, or are they standing up twice? Something like that. That's sometimes quite hard for me to spot because I'm very close to the story at this point, having spent ages writing it and then spending quite a while going back through it again to redraft it. Sometimes I can miss silly, glaring things, that will spoil enjoyment. So we need to try and pick those up at an early stage. But I will pop it in the newsletter. But I hope that kind of makes sense as to what a beta read is. So it's kind of early feedback, big picture stuff, preferably with a certain amount of detail. So it is a commitment for people. I appreciate that. Not everyone has the time or the inclination to do it, but I'm always very grateful when people do. And sometimes we get specialist knowledge from people. It could be that somebody has worked with experience with the UK police, for instance, and they say, well, this would never happen. I mean, the books aren't police procedurals, but I think a reasonable amount of accuracy is called for, not too outlandish. Or it could be that people have medical or other knowledge, which is useful. So I hope that all makes sense. I hope this kind of is working okay. I'm very scruffy today. Sorry about that. Perhaps another time I'll have to dress up, put a jacket on and a hat. Okay, lovely to talk to you. Happy New Year. Look after yourselves. Take care. And I'll try and now work out how to stop the video. Bye.